Life was simple, too simple, maybe. It was a lazy Sunday morning, the kind where sunlight spilled through the curtains and you had no lectures, no assignments, just peace. Which meant only one thing, cleaning day. Armed with a mop in one hand and your phone blasting music in the other, you slid across the hardwood floors in fuzzy socks, pretending you were auditioning for a K pop group. Your playlist had just switched to your favorite girl group anthem, and you couldn't help but sing along. You shouted over the music, twirling dramatically with a feather duster. June stood in the doorway, arms crossed, sipping her morning coffee with a smile. Are you okay, or should I call a therapist? You struck a pose. I'm okay, just spiritually connected to Beyonce right now. She laughed, stepping into the room and moving a stack of magazines off the bed. June was the kind of girl who color coded the spice rack and folded fitted sheets like a sorceress. You, on the other hand, were more of a creative chaos type. Your room was a land of half finished art projects, forgotten coffee mugs, and fairy lights that worked when they felt like it. The two of you had met in college and became instant soul sisters. June worked as a freelance graphic designer, and you were a junior editor at a publishing house, living paycheck to paycheck, collecting plants you kept forgetting to water. June plopped down on the bed, munching on toast. I have a news. He's coming today. She said casually. You raised an eyebrow. Who's coming? You narrowed your eyes suspiciously. Don't tell me it's you and your boyfriend again, planning to have one of your wild sleepovers here. Oh, June, I swear, book a hotel next time. My trauma needs space to heal. June gasped and smacked your leg playfully with a throw pillow. Yeah, rude. No, I'm not talking about David, gosh. You leaned back, relieved and dramatic. Thank the heavens. I don't need to walk in on you guys making out in the kitchen again. June rolled her eyes. Just because you don't have a love life doesn't mean everyone would want to be like you. Anyway, I'm talking about my brother. He's coming here for a whole month. You shot up like a toaster strudel. What? Your brother? As in John Junko? Tattooed, flirty, walking gym poster Junko? June shrugged casually as if she hadn't just dropped a nuclear bomb. Yep, that one. You dramatically clutched your chest. But why? Doesn't he have his own apartment? Renovation, water damage, pipes exploded, the whole dramatic mess. Your heart skipped. Not just skipped, it somersaulted. John Jungkook, the bane of your composer, the master of flirty smirks and slow blinks, the man who could make even a plain white t-shirt look like a runaway piece. And worst of all, the guy who always flirted with you. He knew what he was doing too. The way he leaned in when he talked to you, the sly winks, the cheeky compliments, and you were a mess around him. Just being in the same room made your heart beat like a festival drum line. You sat up wide-eyed. No, no, cancel it. I can't live under the same roof as John Jungkook. I need to keep my sanity. June smirked, clearly amused. Why are you getting excited, huh? Oh, now maybe you'll finally experience that moment. Who knows? She wiggled her eyebrows teasingly while taking another bite of toast. You grabbed a cushion and tugged it at her. Yeah, I'm not that gross, okay? He's your brother. That's weird on so many levels. June caught the cushion with a laugh. I didn't say anything, but look at your face. You are turning red. That's because I'm angry at your audacity. But your traitorous brain was already painting wild scenarios, accidental encounters in the hallway, him walking out of the shower, towel low on his waist, smirk plastered on that annoyingly charming face. You shook your head violently. Nope, nope, I'm immune. I have developed anti-flirting antibodies. Junko will not break me. We'll see how long that lasts. Should I buy extra candles for the wedding? You narrowed your eyes. I hope he steals your shampoo. He does that anyway. Just then the doorbell rang. June glanced at you with a devilish smirk. Showtime. Your soul left your body. You stayed in your room like it was a war bunker, heart hammering in your chest. You weren't ready, you weren't dressed, you weren't breathing properly. You peeked at yourself in the mirror. Fluffy pajama shorts, oversized t shirt with a mysterious coffee stain, and hair that could possibly store a family of sparrows. Perfect, just how you wanted to look when a Greek god walked into your home. There was chatter outside, the deep hum of a voice you recognized instantly, even though you hadn't heard it in nearly a year. Junko. And then the worst thing happened, the door opened. June poked her head in. "We're coming in." Before you could throw yourself under the bed, she was already inside, followed by him. His hoodie was pushed up to his elbows, revealing those tattooed forearms. His dark hair was tousled like he had just walked out of a magazine cover shoot, and that smile, mischievous, charming, and dangerous. "Long time no see, Miss Gorgeous." He winked. You forgot how to speak. Words? Never heard of them. "You guys talk? I'm making coffee." And then the traitor left you alone with him. He looked at you. "You don't look happy to see me." You swallowed, coming out of your thoughts. There's nothing like that. I'm happy." You bit your lip, instantly regretting. He looked around your room, taking it in with slow, amused curiosity. His eyes landed on your canvases, the dried paint palettes, the wall collage of your favorite book covers. "Wow, this is actually kinda amazing. I didn't know you were this creative." You cleared your throat, trying to reboot your brain. "It's just some stuff, nothing great." He stepped closer, eyes still scanning the room like it was a gallery. "Don't be modest. This one is incredible." He pointed to a moody watercolor piece you did during your post breakup identity crisis phase. You tugged nervously at the hem of your shirt, trying not to combust. "Thanks, I didn't know you were into art." Jungkook looked at you then, eyes soft but teasing. "I'm into a lot of things, just needed the right person to show me." You mentally slapped yourself. You were not okay, and it had only been 5 minutes. That night, Jion's phone buzzed while you were chopping vegetables in the kitchen. She squealed, grinning at the screen. "It's David. He's in the neighborhood. I'm gonna meet him for dinner and probably stay over. Don't wait up, okay?" You looked up from the cutting board. "So I'm feeding myself and your hot brother alone tonight?" Jion winked. "Exactly. Enjoy." Before you could protest, she grabbed her bag and disappeared out the door. You sighed and returned to your task, trying to ignore the little jitter in your chest. You were stirring the curry when you heard footsteps behind you. "Hey," a deep, casual voice called out from behind. You turned and dropped the ladle. John Jungkook stood at the kitchen entrance, shirtless with only a towel wrapped dangerously low on his hips. His hair was wet, messy, dripping beads of water down his sculpted chest. He rubbed the back of his neck and flashed a casual smile. "Do you know where the hairdryer is?" "Couldn't find it in the bathroom." Your mouth opened, then closed, then opened again. Uh, uh, uh a dryer? Was? Grammar? What were those again? Jungkook raised an eyebrow, walking a step closer, clearly entertained. "You okay there, chef? You look like you saw a ghost. A very sexy one." You immediately turned around to hide your face, which now matched the tomatoes you were chopping. I think it's in the bottom drawer in June's room, probably next to the extra towels." Jungkook leaned casual against the counter. "Thanks. Smells really good. By the way, you always cook like this, or am I just lucky tonight?" "Just lucky. I mean, not that you are lucky, I mean, I just." You groaned internally and focused on stirring the curry like your life depended on it. Jungkook chuckled softly, the sound making your stomach flip. "Relax, gorgeous. It's just me." Exactly, that was the problem. Dinner went well, considering you accidentally spilled curry on his arm while laughing too hard at his dumb impression of June's annoyed voice. You grabbed tissue in a panic, dabbing his bicep, which, by the way, was way too solid for comfort. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, your skin. Wait, no, I mean your arm. Ugh. Jungkook bit back a grin watching you scramble. If this is your way of getting me to take my shirt off again, just say so. You're not even wearing one. Exactly, easy access. You practically threw the napkin at him and stormed off to the sink, muttering death threats in three languages. The next morning, June returned and found you on the couch, hugging a pillow and staring at nothing. You okay? You look like you survived a romantic tornado. Your brother walks around shirtless like it's a religion. She's smug. You're welcome. I'm suffering. Oh, honey, you're not suffering. You're falling. That evening, Jungkook returned from the gym shirtless again. You were sitting on the floor painting. Your hand froze mid-brush as he walked past, glistening with sweat. Towel around his neck, earphones in. He was flexing like some live-action anime character. Hey, you squawked, literally a tiny squawk. June poked her head out of the kitchen and caught your expression. You're gonna drool on the floor, artist girl. You threw a paintbrush at her. Jungkook chuckled and bent down to examine your painting. You're seriously talented, you know that? You turned to him, cheeks pink. You keep saying that because I mean it. Also because I like watching you blush. Stop flirting. Make me. Your heart skipped a beat. You leaned forward a little because your heart was tired of pretending. A few days later, June texted you that she would be late from work. Something about a deadline and extra ramen to bribe her clients. You sat pulling off your shoes as you stepped into the apartment. It was quiet, comforting, slightly chilly. You noticed the lights in the living room were still on. And then you saw him. Junko was asleep on the couch, his head tilted back, one arm thrown over his face. His chest rose and fell with soft, even breaths, and a soft snore escaped his lips every now and then. He was in a loose white t-shirt and grey joggers that clung to him in all the right places. His hair was still slightly damp, probably from another gym session. A book lay open on his lap, one of your favorites from the shelf. He looked like art, and you were absolutely doomed. Your heart thudded loudly as you stood there for a moment just watching. Then quietly you tiptoed to your room and grabbed the soft fleece blanket folded at the foot of your bed. You returned and draped it over him gently, tucking the corners around his shoulders. As you leaned down to fix the edge near his arm, you froze. His eyes fluttered open, and those dark, sleepy eyes met yours, close, so close. Hey, you're home? His voice was raspy, low, still coated with sleep. You pulled back slightly, face heating. Sorry, you just looked cold. I didn't mean to. Jungkook reached up and caught your wrist gently. Thank you, that was sweet. You swallowed hard, your heart was doing the samba. You should go sleep in your room, the couch will kill your back. He tugged your wrist just a little, just enough to pull you back down. You always take care of everyone else. Has anyone ever done that to you? You blinked, stunned by the raw sincerity in his voice. Your lips parted, but no sound came out. Jungkook sat up slowly, still holding your hand. The blanket slid down to his lap, forgotten. I mean it, Ryan. I have liked you since the moment I met you. The chaotic girl who argued with June about pineapple on pizza. You let out a breathless laugh. That was our first day of college. Exactly. It took me 4 years and 3 accidental towel incidents to finally say it. You stared at him, your stomach flipped, your brain was short circuited, and then you kissed him. It wasn't planned, it wasn't perfect, but it was real. Your hands reached for his jaw, and his fingers tangled in your hair, pulling you closer as his lips moved against yours. Slow at first, then deeper, hungrier. Every inch of distance that had existed between you evaporated in the single breath stealing moment. And then oh my god. You broke apart like two teenagers caught in a high school hallway. June stood by the door holding two bags of groceries, wide eyed and utterly scandalized. I leave for one meeting and you to turn the living room into a K drama finale? You stood up in panic. It's not what it looks like. Okay, maybe it is, but it just happened. June placed the groceries on the counter and waved her hand dramatically. Save it, my eyes are permanently scarred, but also finally. Junko grinned behind you. You, cheeks now cherry red, let out a squeaky yelp and ran to your room. I hate everyone in this house. You're welcome. Best interruption ever. From under your blanket, you couldn't help but smile. Maybe chaos wasn't such a bad thing after all.